righty. I want to share something with you today. Again, this is not part of a series. Lately, I've been just having these, whatever you want to call them, single messages or single sermons, little things that I just want to share. And what I want to talk, I wish it was over here, because what I want to talk to you today, mostly, I don't know if you can get a shot over there, camera person, but of the cross, if that will, if you can focus in on that, I would like you to do that once in a while and get that involved in this one. Because what I want to talk to you today about mostly is the cross. And I'm not going to just stand over there. But, and boy, we're going to be all over the Bible. So if you're not a fast turner, then have a notebook or something where we're going to start off in Matthew. But let me give you some heads up. We're going to be in John, we're going to be in Luke, probably be in Hebrews. I don't even know where all we'll be, but we're going to start off in Matthew. Excuse me. Sometimes I have to have a drink of dead water. You know why I call this dead water? Because Jesus called the Holy Spirit living water. I have a little dead water. All right. Matthew chapter 3, let's start there. Do you know that Jesus didn't really step out into his earthly ministry until he was right at 30 years old? So he spent a lot of years learning what to do and what not to do. And so picture Jesus now, as we start reading this. Picture, get an envision of a 30-year-old man who has seen a lot of things and is now getting ready to step out into ministry. Verse 13. Then Jesus arrived from Galilee at the Jordan River, coming to, I add some words to get clarification. Well, why do you do that, Keith? Because there's a lot of people sitting in the congregation who don't have a Bible. They're just looking at me, and so I'm kind of paraphrasing so they understand what I'm reading here. So he arrived from Galilee to the Jordan River, coming to his cousin John the Baptist to be baptized by his cousin. But his cousin John tried to prevent his cousin Jesus, saying, I got to be baptized by you, Jesus, and you're coming to me for me to baptize you when you ought to be the one baptizing me. Okay? Yes, that's definitely paraphrasing, but you get the picture. Two cousins. One's baptizing everybody, John. And Jesus gets in line. My turn. And his cousin says, wait a minute. You ought to be baptizing me, not me and you. Listen to what Jesus says. Permit it to be at this time. Because in this way, it's fitting for us to fulfill righteousness. We need to do this, Cousin John. This is important for us to fulfill some things. Okay? Let it happen this way. Cousin John, I'm getting ready to go into the ministry and fulfill some things that God has called me to do. And you baptize me as part of it. So let it happen. Then he, John, baptized him, Jesus. After being baptized, when Jesus came up out of the water, behold, the heavens, the sky opened up. And he saw the Spirit of God descend down, just like a dove, and come upon him. And a voice out of heaven said this, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Now, this is the first and possibly the only time that Jesus, the human, actually heard God say in a voice, an audible voice, "You are my son." The first and maybe only time, the only confirmation. Why was it a confirmation? Because he had been living his life by faith. So you got to get away from this religious concept that tries to make Jesus like have this halo around his head and he floats 2 feet off the ground and this real mystical, godly thing. Jesus spent 30 years living by faith. Turn to Hebrews chapter 11. Stay in Mark. Hang on to Matthew because we're going to flip back and forth, but I'm going to show you something. What did God the Father say? He said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I'm" what?
Very pleased.
Well pleased. Look at Hebrews 11. Some of you have pleased God, and some of you haven't. Some of you today are well pleasing God, and some of you aren't. And some of you tomorrow are going to please God, and some of you aren't. Hebrews chapter 11. And hang on to Matthew. But look at this.